The wait is over. BLINK Cincinnati 2024 is right around the corner, and we have your ultimate preview right here. In this video, we'll break down some of this year's highlights, including new features, best way to plan out the day, insider tips from one of the co-founders of BLINK, as well as insights from one of the local artists. If you're ready for a visual experience like no other, this video is your go-to guide. Stay tuned to see what makes this year's BLINK truly one of a kind. All right, I'm here with Andrew Salzbrun, who is the co-founder of BLINK and the executive creative director for the entire festival. And we wanted to just get a little bit of information about BLINK, whether you're here locally and you've never been, or you've experienced it in the past and you want to get some insights into what might be coming this year, or if you're coming in from out of town. So Andrew, thanks for being with us. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, maybe you could share just a little bit about what BLINK is.
Of course. Yeah, so BLINK is a 4-night art festival. It's a biennale that happens every 2 years in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Northern Kentucky. It takes place over 40 contiguous city blocks that go from our historic Findlay Market District down to Covington and then over to the city of Newport. It is the largest public art event in the United States, and over 4 nights of 140 installations that are completely free and open to the public. It's the best way to see this region, whether you're a fan of art or you just want to be amongst other friends.
Obviously, this has been around. This is not the first rodeo.
Right.
So how long has this been going on, and how did this idea come about?
Yeah, so this is our 4th edition of BLINK. The first one was back in 2017. We obviously had to stagger it 1 year because of COVID, and the idea came around a couple of local arts advocates and kind of creators in Cincinnati had this idea for different ways to invite people to explore the urban core, doing that through architectural projection mapping, doing that through international street art, and then also through music and light-based art. And this all stemmed from the original Luminosity that was at Washington Park. Majority of that same origin team just, after a few runs of Luminosity said, hey, what would it look like if we did something bigger? And we all kind of went away and dreamt our dreams and came back together. And the one reason why BLINK happened was the vision of Tim Maloney, who ran the Hale Foundation for decades. He had the vision of not just doing a mural festival or a music festival or a projection mapping festival. He said, what if we did something really big? He generously seeded the first 2 years of research and development. We didn't want to just put something out there. We wanted to put the best thing out there. And originally we had goals of 400,000 or 500,000 people. That's how many normally show up to Cincinnati festivals. And we were just blown away that in 2017 about 1 million people showed up, and we thought this was going to be a one-time gift to the city, and we quickly realized this is something that we need to get in the regular calendar of events.
Yeah, I remember being a part of that initial year and just walking down, and you're just like, I had no clue what to expect, and all of a sudden, I think it is truly like that thing where you get to receive something like, I did nothing to deserve this, and my city is really cool.
Yeah.
In the long term, are there massive plans for BLINK in the future, or even just here in Cincinnati, things that you want to see, or why this exists in Cincinnati?
The long-term goal here is twofold. One, we want to shift the aspirations of the greater Cincinnati region from a city that is really good about talking about what we used to be good at to what we want to be when we grow up. And so we try to force that conversation in with BLINK to see, what do we want to be when we get older? Where do we want to go? So that's the long-term goal. And at the same time, from an economic impact standpoint, we want every 2 years in Cincinnati those dates in the fall, we want those to be the best time to do business in this region. So we see that growing out into potential conferences. We see that going out into different trade shows, things that just make this a bigger hub for commerce.
That's awesome. So no more Cincinnati's 10 years behind everything else.
Right.
It's like we're actually pioneering.
Right, exactly.
Awesome.
This is an event that cities of the future do, and we want to continue to lead the way with that.
Cool. So looking at this year, obviously you're hitting multiple zones that you touched on earlier. What is like the footprint of that? Are there interesting things in each section? Where do I go if I'm coming for one night, from every single night?
Yeah. So there's 6 zones this year. There's the Findlay Market District, which is heavy on murals. We have the OTR district, which the key feature there is we're relighting Music Hall for the first time in a decade.
Where Luminosity was.
Where Luminosity was. That show is going to be fantastic. And then you get into the Central Business District. We've got the Asianati Night Market coming back on, and just a massive slew of impressive projection mapping installations up and down Walnut. Then you get into the Banks and Freedom Way, some pretty special installations along the riverfront there. We're doing our first ever laser bridge across the Ohio River.
What does that look like?
It is exactly what it sounds like. It's a bridge of lasers. It's about 250 feet wide that go from northern Kentucky to Cincinnati. Tipping our hat to that relationship that extends beyond the Mason-Dixon line and unites our communities.
Cool.
When you get into Covington, we have a heavy focus on music down there. We're going to be doing a really fun partnership with Braxton with multiple stages, almost a mini music festival. And then when you jump over to Newport, we've got a couple things over there. One, Newport on the Levee and the Thompson House are going to be pretty special. And then we're doing our first ever BLINK after party. It's a concert called the Afterglow on Saturday night. It's at Megacorp Arena.
Oh, dang.
It'll be, it starts at 11 with Austin Mills and goes till 2 a.m. So it's our first time trying that.
And Newport is new this year.
Newport is new this year,
yeah.
Exactly. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any like specific things that you're like, you need to go check out this mural list, you need to check out this exhibit or installation that's going on?
Yeah. So the 3 can't miss things this year. One being Music Hall. That is going to be the best talent in Europe coming over to architecturally map that building. If you like Luminosity, this is going to blow your mind. Mm-hmm. 2, we have a pretty incredible projection mapping site on Walnut Street where we're mapping the Cobra Neil Armstrong mural that's on the side of the 3CDC parking garage. Nice. If you know that mural, it's stunning as is, and we're gonna just blow that out of the water.
Yep.
And then one that we haven't talked too much about yet, because we intentionally want it to be more of a quiet space, is we're doing a little bit of a satellite at Lytle Park. So a couple blocks down on 4th Street, taking over that park, doing a really intimate installation called Crescendo, which is a light-based installation in one of the big trees there, where as people play a piano underneath it, the lights react to it. And there'll be professional pianists, but it's also kind of an open mic type situation where people can come in and jam and sing along and whatever. So if you need a moment of pause or to get out of the fray, like that's a great spot to take your kids and your family.
That's cool. If I'm coming down here and I'm not familiar with the city, should I try to stay in one zone, or should I try to quickly see things and try to get as much ground as possible?
Yeah, well, it depends on who you're bringing. If it's you and a spouse or a group of friends, we want you to see as much as you can. We've installed a few things this year that force people to pause. We recognized in 22 that as a projection mapping show was going on, people would just kind of not stop walking and they'd look up and they'd just keep going. So we've changed our format to 3-minute shows that have moments of pause in between them to take in the full amount of artwork. If you got a family, focus on a zone. I think the thing overall is, one, if you are trying to get down here at 6:45 for an event that starts at 7, you are going to be extremely frustrated on the parking situation and where to go. So our goal is get down here early, make a day out of it, eat lunch down here, spend some money on the local businesses, and then ease into the night. That is just so much more enjoyable.
Yeah. That's what we've done in the past.
Awesome. I mean, it's the only way to do it. And then also recognize that you cannot see all of BLINK in one night. frankly, it's going to be very challenging to see all of BLINK in 4 nights. So give yourself the expectation and the grace that I want to find the things that are most interesting to me.
Yep.
Go see those, but don't beat yourself over the head with FOMO.
Yep, totally. So you've got the BLINK parade the first night. Is there programming every single night that is like, this is the main thing that's going on this specific night?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, the parade kickoff, obviously, the opening ceremony for us is huge. It can't be missed. It's the only night parade here in the region, and it's super special. Then every night at 8 and 10 o'clock, we're bringing back our drone show over the Ohio River. That is going to be 3 times the size of what it was in 22. So just head down to the riverfront, 8 and 10 o'clock every night. Those are the big moments because the rest of the footprint is designed to create, like traffic around the neighborhood. So we don't want to focus too much on one area.
Cool. So obviously you guys do a great job of organizing everything. You have a website and guides there that people will be able to easily access. There's an app as well. Starts at 7 o'clock, is that right? Every single night? Or like, what are those logistics of like, you must do this if you're gonna be coming down?
Yeah, totally. So the show runs from 7 to 11 p.m. every night. So those are our hours. If you've got kids, assume that they're going to bed super late and just bite the bullet. In terms of the website, so blinkcincinnati.com has all the information on all the artists, has some maps there. We'll be also in print in the Enquirer the week prior with our maps. Cool. And then we also, in partnership with our title sponsor, ArtsWave, they are launching a new ArtsWave entertainment app about 2 weeks prior that will have exclusive content behind the scenes for BLINK, but also some interactive walking routes and stuff there. So that's a good one to download.
So it'll be an app that you don't just get for the event, but you can also continue to interact and beyond. Awesome. Sweet. Well, thank you so much.
Of course.
Appreciate your time and giving us a little scoop.
Yeah, we'll see you guys down here in a couple weeks.
Not only did we want to get the inside scoop from one of the visionaries of this incredible event, we also wanted to get a behind the scenes look from one of this year's featured local artists. Let's go meet him. All right, so we're here down at Evan's studio. This is Evan Verrilli, one of the featured artists at BLINK this upcoming year. You'll need to check out his installation. Today, we're gonna get to know a little bit about him and a little bit about the project that he has coming up this year. So Evan, what are you? Are you an artist? What do you like to do? Tell us.
Well, I am an intensely creative person who always has to put my hand in a lot of different things. The more I make things, the more I kind of feel a need to make things. So recently I've taken up painting, been painting for about 2 years. And when BLINK came around, I had the opportunity to submit a proposal. I, like many of the artists who are all very busy and very thoughtful, I waited until the day before to submit. And somehow I got in. So I have a 3D modeling background and all that kind of stuff. And I have a good understanding of space based on some previous jobs I'd done, but I'd never really done anything of this scale and of this level of complexity, just building it myself. So when I got the sign off that they were gonna, like, 1, give me money to do it, and 2, give me the space to do it, just by giving me a site and saying, hey, figure this out, I was like, all right, let's go, let's get after it. One cool thing that BLINK has been doing this year that I'm really excited about is they've been getting a lot of local involvement from different organizations and different people. I think I'm a good example of that, of somebody they're really giving a chance to, and believe that I can deliver something, which is, it's intimidating, but it's a blessing. And so I'm really excited to sort of celebrate our city and be able to, because it's a really big thing. And so for us to just have this night where everybody's outside and enjoying the light and being able to be excited to see everybody, I think is gonna be what's really exciting about it for me. It's really cool to meet a lot of these folks because a lot of artists are just these kind of like DIY hobbyists. I like Cincinnati and a lot of places that are lesser known because I feel like there's a lot of Davincis in the attic. Just like,
dang.
Yeah, just whittling away.
That's your next studio name, Davinci's in the attic. All right, so you've dubbed this the Cathedral. What exactly is that? It looks like you've got some stuff laid out here. Like, walk us through what we can expect when we're down at BLINK.
So it's called the Cathedral because of a piece by Robert Irwin, a light and sound artist from the 1960s. It is a long ladder of light that's going to be extended through Oneida Alley in downtown Cincinnati, starting at 25 feet, going about 150 feet, and ending at 10 feet. All the lights are red, and they are all going to be shining very brightly at night. So it consists of these LEDs placed in this aluminum channel, linked together with wire. Pretty simple construction. They end up looking like this after they have the diffuser on, so they can give sort of a consistent red glow. They're all linked together, and then whenever I link them together, they'll be all tied to 3 lengths of aircraft cable and suspended on some aluminum trussing on either sides. There's a perspective trick that happens whenever you're looking at it, where it all kind of looks like it looks like it cascades down and the lights get all closer together. They're all equally spaced apart, so it's just sort of trying to let your brain process whatever you're looking at. But also the fact that it starts out very tall. The cathedral also kind of speaks to, if you think of a church steeple and why churches were made the way they are from like Gothic times to now, they're always very tall, so you look up and it makes you think about a divine presence. And so the fact that it starts off tall and then it goes down, you'll end up doing this, and you'll walk through, and then it'll get lower and you'll start to feel more compressed. And then by the time you get out, you'll be able to sort of see the world a little bit differently.
So obviously, everybody, we need to go check out the cathedral. You better be at Blink, and we're going to go see Evan's installation. But how else can people connect with you in the meantime, or when they become a fan of you, when they see the cathedral, they're going to be like, I need to know everything Evan does. Where do they go to do that?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at evanisocial, evan.is.social, evanverrilli.com. Email me at eaverrilli, last name, at gmail.com. And yeah, drop a line, say hey.
And go see his little exhibit at Red Tree in OTR as well.
Yeah.
So Evan, thank you so much. You're my dog. We're doing one of these.
You're my dog.
We're doing one of these. We are counting down the days until Blink Festival this year and hope to see many of you down there. We can't wait to take part. It truly is a great gift to our city. If you'd like to connect with us and hear about other great things going on in our city, or just would love to learn a little bit more about our team, reach out to us at the link in the description. We'll be seeing you.